I attended a church service today at the First Congregational, I think it's United Christ Church in Billings, and it was a beautiful service and a really beautiful grounded sermon. Lisa Harmon, the pastor, has a lot of integrity, and I really, really respect that. There was a blessing for naloxone, and we were given naloxone for free as part of what I'm learning today was called Harm Reduction Sunday. And the Bible verse that she quoted and gave a sermon on is from Isaiah. And what was interesting to me was the language that was used, talking about the importance of dignity and dignifying life. So every human being on planet Earth has dignity, regardless of any quantifiable measure beyond the fact that they are human and that they are alive. This aligns very much with my philosophy for May We Rise. And beyond that, they talk in the Bible of clothe the naked. So, I kept the paper. Hold on. I'm going to pull over. When you see the naked, to cover them. This made me think of a few different things. First, this is the Bible, so this is a document that's over 2,000 years old. So we don't really have people in the streets that are naked that need to be clothed. That's not an issue. The issue now is that we are so clothed, not just by the physical clothes, but by the stories that those clothes tell, right? Because our world operates in brands. We are branded as humans, and we've been so deeply conditioned to identify with these brands that that's now how we separate people from ourselves and think that we're different, which is the movement of May We Rise, to reintroduce nudity in the public sphere so that we can remember that at the fundamental level, we are actually all the same. Which also feeds into the indecent exposure statute, which I don't think should be called indecent exposure. I think it should be indecent activity, because it's the activity that is lewd or vulgar or taboo or offensive, not the state itself. I am really feeling this church partnership, this church reinterpretation of the Bible to offer healing for our bodies and the way that we have been conditioned to think of them, especially from such old texts as the Bible that just don't really, they need a reinterpretation. They need to be refreshed. It's like John Baptiste refreshed and gave Beethoven an update. We need to give the Bible an update on nudity. Nudity as a virtue. I am so dearly hoping to get my demonstration things back by next weekend so that I can do a demonstration outside the First Congregational Church here in Billings on Sunday. If you are in a place with additional surplus resources and you would like to share those, making a donation to May We Rise, my organization, would be very helpful. Right now, I'm running a fundraising campaign to support myself to continue this work, and an immediate fulfillment need is to get my phone turned back on. That's a $280 bill. That will get my phone service restored, pay for my upcoming bill, which is due September 2nd, and I would give a lifetime membership, and I would actually give a complimentary print to somebody who donated the full $300, the full $280, excuse me. If you wanted to donate $300, you can donate $300 as well. maywerise.com/donate. And I'm also offering mini nude private portrait sessions for the fundraising campaign. Full private nude portrait sessions are valued at $1,800, and that includes the session, all the processed digital files, and a private online gallery and print shop. Mini private nude portrait sessions are 45 minutes somewhere in nature. You get 15 digital file downloads from a full gallery that you have the option to upgrade to from a private online gallery and print shop. And we just get to go and explore and be in nature. And I've been thinking about this so much, but photos, you know, we know that photos are timeless. There's such a special magic to photos, but thinking about nude portraits, and I just delivered a session that I'm going to share some images from because she gave me permission. But the nude portrait is truly timeless in the sense that your soul, which is eternal, is fully expressed in every incarnation, every past life, every time period that it's ever existed, and we get to enter that space, and I get to see that, and you get to see that for yourself. You get to see you in a way that you don't see yourself in any other situation. It's you in your essential form from a third party who is unbiased and just loves you so much. Loves the spirit. I love the spirit of everybody. Everybody's so beautiful. Nude mini private portrait sessions are $8.59 during the campaign only. So if you book during the campaign, but the shoot takes place later, I will honor that for up to a year. So from now until September of 2026. And the list of cities is below in the caption, or if I'm posting this to Instagram, they're online. They might also be in the caption. And again, just a big shout out to Lisa Harmon for such a special place, holding such a special space, and I feel like I feel like so much of my past history, both generationally, ancestrally, and also in past lives comes from organized religion. And it feels so deeply healing to be in a space where the structure of religion and organized religion is not just a way to elevate one's personal status, where it truly is rubber meets the road. You get naloxone at a worship ceremony to possibly save somebody's life. And on that note, Billings, to have that offered at a church service. There are so many casinos here that I have never seen in one place before. There are many, many gentlemen's clubs, strip clubs, adult stores. And it occurred to me just before I started recording, that it is the most traumatic thing that can ever happen to a person is for them to abandon themselves, even in the hardest of times, if that happens to be rape or trauma or whatever. If we can stay with ourselves, and if we can find ways to return to ourselves, then that's where the actual healing comes from. The trauma is not really what happens from an outside perspective. It's how we are with ourselves. And I am learning how to be with joy right now. Oh. And it is blissful and challenging, and blissful and challenging. And I'm right there. Oh, I'm right there. Learning how to stay with myself in both. If you're on social media, I'm posting there at JenFairchild_world and at maywerise__. If you're on YouTube, I post there at maywerise. If you go to my website, maywerise.com, you can sign up for the mailing list where I share all of this information. And may you have a beautiful, blessed Sunday. There's one more thing I'd like to share from the sermon or the worship today. It was a prayer for transformation and new life. And there's a line that said, to comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable. Afflict the comfortable. I feel that so deeply because I think as a society we live in a time where we are the most comfortable, historically speaking, that humanity has ever been. We have everything we need and more, and yet we are miserable because we are perhaps so comfortable, but not in comfort in a physical sense that we think will lead to internal comfort, where internal comfort can only be accessed when we are in tune and in touch with our hearts and ourselves, not abandoning ourselves through anything. And I know that the work that I'm doing, spearheading the movement of introducing nudity in public in the modern world, is very uncomfortable to a lot of people, especially here in Billings, which is why I think it is so important, because we don't grow unless we get uncomfortable. That's just human nature. It takes real effort to push ourselves out of our comfort zone. And I think it also takes deep skill to understand the difference between a growth edge, so uncomfort that is supportive and will support evolution, or danger and perhaps adrenaline inducing. This is something that I am currently parsing and really being pushed to learn those different signals, because I've operated from the adrenaline for so long that knowing joy, for example, can feel so threatening to my system sometimes. Like death, which is so antithetical. And it's very surprising to me that can be true, that moving towards joy can feel life-threatening. But I am on that journey. And I'm very grateful to be on that journey, because when I can cross that threshold, it feels so special to accept myself and accept joy and peace into my life.